something went on here, something went on there.
This time on TNT,
we play a brand new game called Agin' the Can-age-ian.
And guess who sings the 90s songs?
Plus, an update on my generator. Thanks, Bruce. That's all coming up right now on TNT.
Hello, Jonathan.
62, bud. I have two things that I've been dying to tell you.
What?
The first is that my world collided through my 4-year-old Indigo. You might have heard on 61, I recorded her saying, "What does it do with the eggs, Gerst?" And Tim used it as a bumper, which was really cool.
Yeah.
In the second part of my life, I've been teaching her kind of how to rap. So she's been saying, "Go on, girl, go ahead, get down. Go on, girl, go ahead, get down," which is from Gold Digger by Kanye.
Yeah.
So the other night, Carol was putting her to bed, and she said, "Go on, Gerst, go ahead, get down. Go on, Gerst, go ahead, get down," which is kind of both aspects of my life distilled down into one little song. Go on, Gerst. PEI rap. And the second thing is this. I made an appointment. Lots of folks have been asking what's going on with our generator on the RV. So on Saturday, we're leaving Nova Scotia, but a pack of Rottweilers are going to be staying at our house, so don't even think about it.
Wow.
We're doing the Bangor sneak, going down to Bangor, and then flying down to Sanford, which is not quite Orlando, on Allegiant, which is not quite an airline. And you remember that I had problems with Brucey. Yeah. I got bruised by Bruce in Orlando.
Yeah.
So I made an appointment at Cummins Onan in Nashville. Get this, really super helpful guy, because we're driving back through Nashville. You might remember Carol got me tickets to Lightfoot at the Ryman, which is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
On St. Patrick's Day. So I make plans with this guy who works at Cummins Onan in Nashville. It's night and day. He's so helpful. We have an appointment. He's like, "Call me a couple days before. I have that part in stock now, but I just want to make sure that I still have it when you're going to need it. Looking forward to meeting you." I said, "By the way, my name's Jonathan. What's your name?" "Bruce."
Oh.
His name's Bruce, and he's awesome.
Okay, well, finally, there's some
good Bruce-ness.
There is an actual good Bruce out there.
What are the odds, though? I love that karma is coming full circle on the Bruce tip. That's probably him calling right now to remind me of my appointment on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, you never know. At the end of it, it could have some ridiculous bill for him being all sweet and nice.
Yeah, right. Kind tax. And he's going to do it on straight time during the thing. None of this like, well, we can probably send a guy, but I can't guarantee anything because it's not life or death, unlike the other work we do.
You're going down, and then you're going to catch some leisure along the way, but you're driving back with this new fixed
and also
generator.
It's fully spring here now, so I can get the rig into our yard, whereas in January I could not have.
Wow. So it's just one. Are you going to go to the any of the kids' parks while you're down there?
Well, yeah, we're going to stay a few days in the rig in Orlando and catch some rays and some March break vibes, and then we're going to point the nose of the beast north.
Nice.
But I think really once you get to where it's cold, you just want to keep driving. You just want to get there. Mm-hmm. So in theory, it should time out pretty close to not missing any school at the other side of March break and stuff.
That's right.
What are you guys doing for March break?
I think we're just going to enjoy the last of the snow.
Nice.
And hunker down and hang out.
Is it full on still winter there?
It is. Well, there's snow on the ground, but I don't think it's going to last. It's been kind of warm, and it's probably not going to be here. I'm hoping this is the last of it. I don't know. It's a possibility.
You know, this Saturday night is when the clocks spring ahead already.
Yeah, the days are getting longer.
You can really notice it, bud. You can see it. Someone told me once it's a minute lighter every day.
Yeah,
you probably know that.
Catch up. I don't know that, but I can catch up real quick.
It's the word on the street, bud. It's a minute lighter every day. I would like to talk, if we could, for a moment about Letterkenny problems. Because I haven't been this excited about a new show in quite some time.
Great show.
And it's a tone poem but it's just pitch perfect is the phrase that keeps coming to mind when I think about it. If you haven't seen it, it's not unlike Trailer Park Boys in that it kind of follows a group of kind of typical ne'er-do-wells. But Jared Keeso plays the main guy and plays him with such... I would always suggest that I overact, over-emote, overuse physicality. I guess the thing that is so fascinating about the way Keeso plays Wayne, the main character, is that he's so minimalist. He doesn't exert too much energy. He doesn't use too many facial muscles. And he really has that guy nailed.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a common theme in that show. It's what they're saying. They don't really physically, do much other than just sit there and spout out classic phrases.
Oh, and well, that's the other thing, the patois and the jokery. And like one thing they do is they'll take a topic like a guy who's a jerk and then just hammer him with 7 riffs on jerk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I almost want to read the scripts as much as I like to watch the show because there are some gems in there. Mm-hmm. And it's totally relatable because it's the hockey players, the skids, the farm guys, or Hicks, and just everybody can relate to those groups in high school for sure.
Totally. Yeah,
but it's great to see a show that it knows its own voice this early on in the run, and it's not trying to be anything it's not. It's hard to make a distinctly Canadian show that doesn't feel like it's trying to ape one of its American counterparts or it's not derivative. And Letterkenny feels unique.
They've been doing it for a while now, right, online. So I think that helps, the fact that they've been doing it for a while and that there is an identity to it, and people that the smaller percentage before of people that knew that they loved it. You know what I mean? They had a pretty devout following of people. They really did, and there's no question it works as 2-minute and 3-minute deals. But I was so pleased to see that it actually translates into half-hour episodes, which have to be about something and tell a story of some kind. And don't want to give away any spoilers, but suffice to say, there is a story. You are invested in what's going to happen to the characters. And people often assume that a show like Trailer Park Boys, for example, the story is kind of secondary to the jokes and stuff. Doesn't matter what the setting is or who the characters are. Viewers still want little road maps. They want to know what the characters want and then watch as the obstacles get in their way of their goals. Like, distilled down, that's what the art of storytelling is. And on a show like Trailer Park Boys, more thought goes into that stuff than people probably assume. And on Letterkenny, I'm invested in what's going to happen to the characters, and that's a sign of great storytelling. Jacob Tierney is a great Canadian director and writer, and he worked with Jared on developing the show, and I'm big fans of both of theirs, and this union is something that I'm really jazzed about. Yeah, it's good. You can get it on the Crave TV there. Crave TV, bud, and you get a 1 month free thing. The other thing that they have on Crave TV is Billions. Have you watched it? That's Paul Giamatti joint, right? Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I can't decide if his performance, I've only seen the commercials for it, but I can't decide if his performance is like so intensely awesome or kind of eye-rollingly schmackty. Is it like, you gotta get the money, we're getting the money, one of those shows? Yeah, and his lines in the teaser are like, oh my god, that's beautiful. Like, so, like, full body fibrillating with rage and delight. He's rolling in money when he's saying that? Well, I think he's trying to take down the guy who's rolling in money. So I think he's like, Paul Giamatti is like salivating at the prospect of ruining this guy's life, is what I get from watching the promos. But he's like, his delivery is like, oh my god. Like he has his hand in his pants. It's kind of what it sounds like. And it's this low-endy, get he's the stuff from the guy. Stack of bills. And he's firing off to this money. Like he's smelling the shirt of the guy whose loft he's in, trying to take him down. It's weird. But I dig Paul Giamatti, so I'd probably dig the show. He's checking his oil? He's checking his oil with a pickle-like thumb. What are you guys watching right now? Better Call Saul's on again. That's a great show.
Yep.
I've been watching that.
And do you guys just party on the couch and watch 5 in a row?
No, it's only a weekly at this point. So you have to, on AMC, I think it's Monday nights.
I kind of like that. I kind of like the weekly deal that you have to wait for. Normal, yeah.
The only thing is if you miss it, then you're, I don't
Pooched.
know if you can find it. Yeah, you have to wait or something, find it.
Have you seen any of The People versus OJ?
No, I haven't. How's that?
We keep happening by it kind of around bedtime, and you can't look away. It's like the Bronco on the 405.
Yeah, I love that.
The cast is insane. Like John Travolta and David Schwimmer as Kim Kardashian's dad.
What the hell is John Travolta doing there?
I can't think of a single reason why he's there. Cuba Gooding Jr. plays OJ, but the real there are 2 performances that are incredible. One is Marsha Clark, and the other is Johnny Cochran. And there's a scene in which
the commercial, "Don't you kill yourself in Kim's room, little Kimmy's room."
Man, Johnny Cochran goes to see OJ in jail and talks about how important OJ is because when Johnny Cochran was young, he watched OJ run an incredible game, and it made him think, no, he could do anything. And Johnny Cochran was saying, "You have to get ready for the run of your life." It's very melodramatic, but the interesting thing was the kind of tension between Johnny and Bob culturally, because Johnny's an African American, and that was really important to the trial.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they were saying
I
is...
just picture Johnny Travolta when you say Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny, that Johnny. Johnny Cochran and Johnny Travolta. Both the prosecution and defense were trying to figure out what the breakdown of the jury should be, and someone had the realization that African American women tend to not like African American men when they date white chicks. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to figure out how many African American women they should have on the jury and whether that was better than having white women who wouldn't be prejudiced in that way. Like all the kind of psychology that went into it. And Marsha Clark was kind of tested with, jury types who all thought that she was too male, too masculine because her hair was curly, because she wore pants instead of skirts.
Yeah.
Like things that you would never think about in a million years.
Wow.
And then the knife suddenly shows up.
Yeah, in his backyard after all these years.
What are the odds? And conspiracy people are saying like, well, yeah, of course it did because he has a TV show on, which I can't really track.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that nothing will turn up on this DNA search.
It's just the timing is suspect.
Yeah, it's just weird because nothing will happen. Some cop had it for years, 18 years, and never did anything. I remember an A&R guy toured us the area in Brentwood when it was happening. So I went and drove by the house.
Really?
With all cops out front and press everywhere.
So you were in LA when it happened?
Yeah. Well, just afterwards. But it was constant. It was 24/7 press and people around on that street for months, and especially once the trial started.
Was that the story that made people obsessed with pop culture?
What's that?
Was that the story that first made people people have always been interested in pop culture, but it feels like the 24-hour news cycle and that particular entertainment story kind of collided.
Well, I think the Rodney King, there was a lot of stuff, the riots around that era.
Yeah, right.
That really kind of became constant. I think the birth of CNN allowed that. But just the coverage, because once America starts seeing it, it works everybody up, right?
Can't we all just get along?
Remember that?
Rodney King.
How crazy that was?
Remember how the craziest thing was that he was identified everywhere as Black Motorist. Black Motorist Rodney King appeared in court today. Black Motorist. It's like on The Bachelor when they identify one of the girls as twin. Everyone else is by what they do for a living, and yet this girl's twin.
What does that even mean?
Black motorist. Like, who even uses the word motorist, regardless of what color?
Imagine you're at a party. What do you do? I'm a motorist.
Yeah, and I can't help but notice you're black. So, would I be wrong in surmising you're a black motorist? No, that about sums it up. Motorist? Guy driving somewhere.
Oh, man.
That was brutal. And certainly, if you believe what they say in OJ, The People versus Thing, Nicole liked to party and have a good time. And they suggest in this thing that OJ and Nicole were kind of toxic, with gusts up to obsessed with each other. And even when they were broken up, OJ would hide in the bushes and watch her entertain other dudes. And she knew he was there, and she was doing it to kind of get him all riled up.
Wow. Yikers Island.
He's in jail, isn't he, for
For trying to rob a guy of his own stuff.
Yeah.
The guy who was a memorabilia guy who had all this stuff.
Like, did he have OJ rookie cards and stuff?
I don't know. He had some equipment or whatever, a bunch of things. And he's like, this is mine, with a bunch of guys and guns.
How's this for Can-age-ianity? I watched the Bronco chase on CNN on the ferry from France to Ireland with the guy who played Ken Pompadour on Street Sense.
Wow.
We were on a European trip, and I was sitting next to this guy from Belfast named Peter the Butcher. And he said, O.J. Simpson, is he the good-looking black guy from the Naked Gun movies? It's like, yeah, that's him. Although he didn't quite say black guy. He used a term I'd never heard before.
Oh, my God.
And don't care to hear again.
Hey, since it's 62, how about a nice jam from 1962?
Oh, do you have one?
Yeah. Green Onions, Booker T and the MGs.
Wow. Is that from 1962?
Yeah. It's a great jam.
It's a great jam.
Pretty good stuff. So what else is going on, Jonathan? Well, now that we have this fantastic music going in the background.
Not a whole lot, bud. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My suspicions are confirmed. Guess what other song is from 1962?
Come on.
You have to turn that one off for a second.
Don't even say it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, come on. It's from 1962.
Didn't go down. Locomotion.
Is that what he did? He went down? Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Because he couldn't get up that high?
I don't know. He was just having fun with it.
You know you're gonna love it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I like that he's all over the map. Everybody's doing it. 1962.
Does your...
Everybody's doing
A brand new dance now.
Come on, baby.
Do the locomotion. Now you're gonna love it if
Give it a chance now.
come on, baby.
Do the locomotion.
Come on, right in his face.
Come on, baby, do the locomotion. It's maybe second to mine the worst version of locomotion ever.
Not that Grand Funk one.
Here's what we should do. Let's take a break on
She
TNT
was one of the
62.
Dimension Girls.
And when we come back, I'm going to play my keyboard with some 90s tunes, and you're going to guess who sang them.
Okay, perfect.
Who sang them or who sung them?
Whatever.
You're going to guess who sung them.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
What they just do was react.
And we're back.
It's just such a confusing choice to make with the melody. Come on,
The
baby,
locomotion.
do the locomotion.
Yeah, we gotta get it up again at some point, just as a throw-to sound.
Timbot can use it as a bumper.
Oh yeah, he's all over that.
I want to hear it super wet, like with so much reverb on it. Avec le slapback. Bon, I want to hear it with the slapbacks in the sides, Phil.
Do you your when you drop your girls off at school, they don't like play music?
No, do they at your school?
Yeah.
Like someone's
Like
DJing?
No, just jams, and then like if it's like there's like it's like the get the hell in the school, get your kids in here jam. You know
Like there's
what I mean?
one jam that they play every day that means get in here?
Pretty much, yeah.
What's the get in here jam?
Well, it changes from day to day, but sometimes it's this 1962 hit by Bruce Channel, "Hey Baby."
No.
Yeah, that's like I think on Fridays, I think, because it's more fun. But it's like, get your kids in here. Hurry up. The buses are there already. Everybody else is all set. But it's
I love that so much.
the jam while your
Yeah.
kids getting in here. Like, hurry up.
Who picked the song, do you think? Like the principal?
I don't know. Maybe the vice principal. Good
I play a
jam.
vice principal on TV. I want to pick jams for people to listen to.
And you're coming in the morning, and then there's this one, the Lord of the Dance instrumental. This is like a "you better get your ass in here." All of a sudden, all the kids start running.
No.
If you hear this one when you're bringing them in, it means the bell's gonna go, because the buzzer thing goes off while you're while you're walking there, Zzz, and then this starts. You're gonna get.
And kids start running Riverdance styles? I'd like to see a slow motion video of kids Riverdance running. Like hands on their hips, kicking up their feet.
Come try living in PEI, where kids dance in the morning to school. No, but there's a buzzer, and then if you miss it, if you're late, like, because O Canada plays after this, then you gotta get a slip. A late slip.
It's a great tune. There's no urgency to it.
Oh, when you hear that part of the drumming, that means you gotta get in there. Get in there!
I guess my question is, why do they change the tune every day? Or is it every Monday it's this tune, every Tuesday it's this
I
tune?
don't know. They mix it up, I think, just so it's not monotonous. Because if you play the same thing all the time, eventually people will start going crazy.
Right. So a
they're
kid
good
could be in
jams.
mid-sentence and that jam kicks in and they're gone.
You gotta go. You gotta
Love
get
it.
to class.
That's really cute.
You should fire it in there for yours. Just start playing tunes in a boom box.
Enter Sandman. Like, that would scare me.
Cherry Pie by Warrant.
That should be next week. We should do top 5 least expected time to get into class jams. Cherry Pie by Warrant is a strong contender.
Yeah. I think Enter Sandman's pretty funny.
Do the locomotion. Okay, you ready to do this 90s jams?
Yeah, let's play.
Okay. I haven't played my keyboard in a long time, and I've never taken lessons, if you can't tell.
That's okay. That's perfect.
So you have to guess it's lo-fi, and I didn't, because my wrist is hurting, I didn't want to play my guitar.
Yeah.
For some reason, these chicken finger chords are easier.
Okay.
You have to guess the artist.
90s jams.
You ready? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
If God had a name, what would it be, and would you call it to his face?
What have got?
If you were faced with him in all his glory, what would you say if you had just one question?
What
Did
if
you
God
guess?
Is one of us is the song name. I can't remember the the name of the...
Yeah, God is great, and yeah, God is... Here comes Burton. And yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the...
Joan
the girl.
Osborne.
Joan Osborne, that's right.
If God had a name, why would it then would you call it to his face?
Yeah, you have to do them all as Gord.
All as Gord?
Yes.
All right.
This is so much better.
This one's in the wrong key to do as Gord. Ready?
You sure?
I will remember.
Oh, come on, you can do that. You can do it.
Will you remember me? Don't let your love pass you by. And not for memory.
Carol finally asked me yesterday, because we're going to the Ryman. We're going to see the Mother Effer at the Mother Church of Country Music.
Yeah.
She was like, what if he, like it's a long shot, but what if he's heard you do this and he spots us in the crowd?
If he did, he wouldn't like it, because apparently every time it comes up, he gets pissed off if people do stuff.
Does he?
Yeah, he doesn't care for it.
So is he mad at Burton Cummings for doing his Lightfoot?
I think he just doesn't care. Oh, I'm sure he's mad at the Burton Cummings one, where he's like doing his voice.
That's a shoving match I'd like to see.
Oh.
Honestly, my money's on Burton.
Oh,
In a shoving match.
oh, for sure.
I don't think Gord's going to take Burton down.
Oh, I think he would just throw a haymaker. He's
Who's
probably
your
done.
money on Burton and Bachman?
Oh, in a barrel fight?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know, Bachman's gonna bull rush him, right?
They're going
Start
for a
things
barrel
off.
roll.
No, he'll bull rush him, or like come at him like a linebacker.
Yeah, come at him low.
Down.
Like neck
And just-
right under the barrel.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Any big guy, any like hockey player, fighter guy, they'll all tell you that if it's a big burly guy and they bull rush you and they knock you down, it's over.
It's
You're
done.
You're done. Because they're lying on you and they're gonna just pound on you. It's over with.
I wonder if Burton
So I
and Bachman
take
have
that.
ever gotten in a shoving match before.
It makes sense too for the big guy, right? Because then he's like, he only has to use a big, one quick run. So a boost of
It's not a
energy,
stamina
and
thing.
And then he's sitting on the guy.
Yeah. Once you're in sit town, you're good.
Like as Andre would feel. He's like,
Yeah.
this is it. You're done
Especially
right now.
if you put your knees on their elbows,
Yeah.
like full pin crutch face styles.
Yeah. Definitely. So that was Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan, yeah.
I will remember you.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You say I only hear what I want to.
You gotta do it as Gord. You gotta.
You say I talk so all the time. So
It sounds like a demo. Let him write.
and I thought what I said was simple and I knew that I don't belong. But now that I am leaving, 'cause I know that you did something wrong 'cause I missed you.
It's the worst demo ever.
Imagine he's like, hey, Bertie.
Hey Bernie, check this out.
Brings in this little keyboard.
It's
on
for the
his
cover
lap.
record. And you say I talk so all the time. So
Gord, I didn't even know you played the piano.
Oh, I fiddle.
Hey Bernie, check this one out.
close your eyes, give me your hand, darling. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Or am I only dreaming? Or is this burning an eternal flame?
I could actually see him writing that because it's like a great chords and melody.
Sing the name, sunshine to the rain, the whole life so lonely, then coming here's the pain. I don't want to lose this feeling. I believe you're meant to be, Bernie. I watched you when you were sleeping. You belong to me. Do you feel the same? Or am I only dreaming? Or is this burning an eternal flame?
Okay, come on, Gord. I'm trying to work here, hey, Bernie.
Bernie's writing at his desk,
Yeah.
and Gord's sitting behind him with his little keyboard.
And he's throwing in Bernie into the lyrics everywhere.
Or is this burning an eternal flame?
He's just bugging him all the time.
Hey,
He like
Bernie.
comes, he
Check
like
this one
came
out.
in the window.
Never seen you looking so gorgeous as you did tonight. Never seen you shining so bright. Ooh.
Who's the artist, you remember?
Oh, that's Lady in Red, Krista Berg.
I've never seen you looking so gorgeous as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine so bright. I've never seen so many minutes to be there by your side. You turn to me and smile. You think
We've bastardized him.
Could you hear it like in Bernie's office? There's like a knock on the window, and then the window opens, and then the keyboard gets shoved in, and in comes Gordie, like the annoying friend in a sitcom. Don't you have something else to do, Gord?
Come on, Gord,
Come
you're a
on, Bernie.
millionaire. Been married a few times. Any lady in the world in her right mind would be happy to be with you. Just why don't you get out of my office? It's a nice day. Go for a walk. Get a gelato.
Gord's always, I don't know, Bernie.
I think he
just
doesn't
like
know what
it.
else to do.
He loves Bernie.
He just loves the little burn time. He's feeling the burn. How did you feel about our first Sunday night extravaganza?
I loved it.
Yeah?
It was a good time, yeah.
If you didn't know,
Sunday
folks,
night.
on News Talk 1010, we're on Sunday nights now from 8 till 9 Toronto time.
Yeah,
What a
it's good.
treat to finish the show and still have some of the evening left.
Yeah, I know. Wonderful.
It was fun.
Instead of coming home at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, because it's hard to tiptoe in the house and not wake everybody.
No.
I mean, I was just going for my little basement studio under the stairs upstairs, but the dog loses his mind, and I drop the computer charger, and I trip over a toy. Whole house
Oh, I
awake
forgot.
every
I
week.
remember when you had to drive to Truro.
Yeah, I used to go into the radio station here, Big Dog in Cat Country.
And
We
you
should
don't
play
go-
Hit the Post again sometime soon.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break on TNT 62, and we'll continue after this.
Everybody showing a brand new dance now. Come back to the football shop.
And we're back to play a new game.
Welcome back to Taggart and Torrens, episode 62. We're going to play a game called Can-age-ian. Did I say it right?
Can-age-ian, yeah. Guess the Can-age-ian.
Guess the Can-age-ian age. Aging a Can-age-ian.
Mm-hmm.
We're aging a Can-age-ian because we'll give each other lists of, or a famous Canadian, and we have to guess the age of the Canadian, which is why Can-age-ian. We're aging Canadians.
Sounds like you should say that again in French.
On âge les Canadiens. Who's going first?
You want to go first?
Yes, I'll give you the clue first.
Okay.
Astronaut Chris Hadfield. Age, the Can-age-ian.
Chris Hadfield with his crazy little mustache.
Let's say you can be 1 year younger or 1 year older or
Yeah.
the year.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, plus one or minus one.
He's 52.
He's 56.
Oh, he looks good for 50.
He looks great. He's very youthful. Bit of a musician. Bit of a ham bone.
He is a bit of
Astronaut?
a ham bone.
Yeah. He's 52. He's 56, rather. All right, who's my first Can-age-ian to age?
Your first one is the famous Canadian host Ralph Benmergui.
Great one.
How old is he?
Ralph's
Guess the Can-age-ian.
53.
Ralph's 60 years old, John.
Are you kidding my face right now?
Yeah, he is.
God willing, we should all be so lucky.
I know.
He's a nice dude and he's a funny dude.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a really funny dude.
I think I might have met him once.
Well, I wonder, you guys probably did Friday Night with Ralph Benmergui.
No, but I remember when that was on. I remember that show.
Yeah.
Look People as his band.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I first saw him on a show called Midday with Valerie Pringle, and he was very charismatic and a good TV host on Midday, that's for sure.
Did you ever do the Vicky Gabbro show, Jonathan?
Sure did.
You did?
Yeah, I gabbed with the Gabs. Sure, I
Did she
did.
give you a sweater as a gift?
I don't think she gave me anything as a gift. I think
No?
she gave me a swift kick in the arse as a gift. Out you go, bot.
Was she fun?
Yeah, she was great. She's a really good interviewer.
Nice.
But there's just a question in today's hustle and bustle world whether the long-form interview has a place on the television box anymore.
I would say you're right.
I mean, people will sit and watch Charlie Rose, and why wouldn't they? But the long-form interview just seems like it's not something that the people have time for nowadays.
I don't think people watch Charlie Rose really much.
I don't think they do. I think it's like Mark Maron for me. It depends on who the guest is. If I'm interested in the guest, I'll watch/listen.
Do you take a rip around the block when you listen to a podcast?
Hours?
Yeah.
Because I don't...
No, not ours. Like a Mark Maron podcast.
That would usually be a plane scenario.
Oh, on the plane.
Yeah.
Collected and downloaded.
Yeah, but I can't even say that like it's a regular recurring thing. I've probably done it twice on really long hauls. And... yeah, the truth is I don't listen to many podcasts, though I should. But I always run into this, like, I find that I don't have much time and I'm, fairly busy cat, as you are. But last night, somehow, I watched 4 episodes of Buying Yukon in a row.
Was that on a plane?
No, it was in my living room. Why do I have time to do that?
Buying Yukon. What do they do? Real estate people?
Yeah. It's like you can have this house with an outhouse or this log home with an income shack. What's it going to be? It's one of those.
So it's like just terrible or great?
No, they're all pretty great if you want to buy Yukon, and I do.
You want to go up there and live there for the summer?
I would count Whitehorse as one of under 5 cities in the world that I thought I could live here no problem.
Really?
Have you been there?
I've never been there, no.
Whitehorse is just rural enough and just city enough. It's diverse culturally. There are food options. It's obviously really clean. Nature is a big part of the lifestyle there, but there's still a Starbucks. There's a world-class arts facility and a huge arts community. People are making a decent living. Morale is high. It's a great place.
Chalk me up. I think I could make it there.
I think if you could make it there, you could make it anywhere, bud.
That's what my dad said growing up about certain places. We could make it there.
Like Milton?
Yeah, I don't know. Just, if he felt the place was worthy of
we
that
could
headline.
make it there. I love that.
It could be big, great and terrible. Like, look at this town. I think we could make it here, eh, Burl? Like, driving through it. And then it's really negative, and she's like, let's not go there.
That's so my hometown, Springsteen. How old is Canadian legend and lovely, humble woman Anne Murray?
Oh, Anne Murray. I think she's 76.
She's 70.
Oh, wow. I went
Yeah.
over the line.
She looks dynamite.
She does. I
Like
just didn't want to blow it.
She looks like Anne Murray. I mean, really, it's a loser's game to guess how old someone is, because if you guess too young, it's not great to some folks, and if you guess too old, it's also not great.
Yeah. So
Anne
let's
Murray
skip
is
on to
70,
mine.
and she looks great.
She likes to golf. She plays golf almost every day at the Thornhill Country
Sure she
Club, I
does.
believe.
And as would I if I was Anne Murray. If I was lucky enough to be Anne Murray.
Hey, how old is Canadian home builder Mike Holmes?
Mike Holmes is 51 years old.
Oh my God, he's 52. You got it.
I got it. And, you know, boy, does he ever fill out a pair of coveralls, am I right?
I thought you would skew possibly older because of the gun show,
I know, but I
He's always
skewed
got
younger
it going.
because of the earring.
or you might skew older because you think he looks either because of the gun show, but then you might skew older because it looks like he's had one or two drinks with that red face.
But I couldn't judge him for that because that's just our coloring. That's the coloring of our people.
The rosacea.
On 60 Minutes this week, there was a profile of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in which they showed a photograph of his father, Pierre, and they
Yeah.
misidentified Margaret Trudeau in a picture that was really Kim Cattrall
Yeah,
of Sex
isn't
and the
that
City
crazy?
fame. How old
Yeah.
is Kim Cattrall?
Oh, Kim Cattrall is 58.
She's 59, bud. We're tied at 1.
Yes.
Well done.
Tied.
Speaking of, I mean, she looks dynamite too.
Perfect.
We're tied at 1. Who's my next age in the Canadian?
How old is legendary hockey broadcaster Ron MacLean?
Good one. It's a really good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
You ever
Ron.
party with Ronnie?
I've been around him at like some CBC, fall launch kind of deals,
Ah.
and
You ever seen him shirts off doing air guitar on the dance floor?
sadly, no. I have not. He was kind enough to come on Jonovision and help a kid fulfill their dream of being a sportscaster, which was really nice. I'm going to say Ron MacLean's 54.
You are on it today, my friend. He's 55.
Is he really?
Yeah,
That's a good guess.
it is a good guess.
I
Imagine
have
you're
you.
looking it up while you're talking about it.
Oh no, you'd hear me clicking. I swear
How
I'm not.
greasy would that be?
Would you say you've been around Ron MacLean when he's had the tarp off on the dance
No,
floor?
I would like to though. I'm just saying because it looks like he's a pretty good time if he gets a little bit lubed up. Maybe somebody jams on "Don't Stop Believin'" or something.
Yep. That's a jam he would like.
I think so. I think that would probably get him up.
I like the unnecessary runs that Steve Perry does. Like the
Well, I just think I think it's classic how we talked about the fact that like everyone in the new band sings exactly like Steve Perry,
yeah.
and then that drummer, the Dean Castronovo guy, like got charged with domestic violence or something, assault, on his
Jeez.
girlfriend or wife or something.
Perry was the game.
And then Neil Sean just married that crazy girl that crashed all those parties at the White House years ago. A couple years ago.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
They had a pay-per-view wedding. How
Oh
about
my
them apples?
gosh.
Yeah.
So, because she was married at the time, right? And she somehow
Yeah, to
wormed
some-
her way into the White House.
Yeah, to some other like loaded dude. She ditched him for Neil Sean, where she went missing, and he had to call the cops. Like, where is she? Oh, she's
Wow.
hanging out with Neil Sean on tour.
How old is Martin Short?
Oh, that's a good one.
I must say.
That is a good one. I'm gonna say Martin Short is 62.
It's a really good guess. He's 65 years old.
Son of a... I missed it by one.
Son of a. It was a good guess. 65 again. Looks dynamite.
Except if you see him close up, or is he fine close up?
No, he's great close up. I had an underwhelming encounter with him in Los Angeles where we passed he was coming into an elevator. I was going out and I called him by his character's name in The Big Picture, that Kevin Bacon movie that I love so much. Christopher Guest's, maybe his first movie about how the film business works in LA. And I called him Neil Sussman, which was his character's name. Hey, Neil Sussman. And he kind of...
Waiting for Guffman, the original one?
Before that.
Oh.
Before that. It's a great movie. And Martin Short plays Kevin Bacon's wormy Hollywood agent. I don't even think he was credited in the role, but he was fantastic and did that 1,000-yard, vaguely cross-eyed, sort of visually impaired acting.
Yep. With the what's his name? Jackie Rogers Jr. on
Yeah.
Yeah.
65 years old. Okay, who's my next one?
What did he say when you called him that name? Just kind of like whatever.
I mean, I don't know. In hindsight, I don't know what I would have expected him to say.
Yeah.
But he kind of like, one of those, like, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
But it wasn't like, oh my God, The Big Picture, that little known movie that I did all those years ago. Cool.
Maybe he's like, I see what you're trying to do, being cute like that. Get out of here. I don't got time for this.
But I think going Neil Sussman is better than going, hey, Frank, you are yay. Trying to ape his character in Father of the Bride. Like, that's not great.
I thought he did a fantastic Trudeau.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. You haven't seen Martin Short's Trudeau impressions? Oh, man. Look that stuff up. We might have to get that going at some point.
All right. I'm in.
Is it your turn or my turn? I gave you Ron McLean.
Oh, yeah. And then I gave you Martin Short.
Oh, that's right. Now I'm going to give you, and this is crazy, famous game show host Monty Hall.
Monty Hall is with us or is no longer with us?
He's still with us.
Is he? 83 years old.
Monty Hall is 94, and I want some of what he's having.
94.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yep.
He's rocking still.
Carol Scrampy is 96 and still fit as a fiddle. And I asked him what the secret was, and he said no snacking between meals. And he has a lot of like white bread with butter on it.
Really?
There you go. And he has a 20-minute nap after lunch. Always has.
Napsy?
Yep. In increments of 20 minutes, right? A 30-minute nap will mess you up, but if you have a 20 or a 40er, you're good to go.
But, well, yeah, depending on no matter how much you've slept the night before.
Okay, let's play. This is a variation on Aging the Can-age-ian. Who's older, Gord Downie or Keanu Reeves? Who's older, Gord Downie or Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves.
How old do you think he is?
I think he's like 58 or something, isn't he?
And how old is Gord?
55 or 52? 52.
Gord's 52.
52, yeah.
But Keanu is 51.
Ah.
I feel like that was a roller coaster. You should get a point for getting that Gord's 52, but you did guess wrong, so you kind of broke even on that one.
All right. So
I'll give you a point for that, bud.
All right, I'll take it. How about fashion show host Jeannie Becker?
Man, you're in the pocket today. These are great. And no crossover.
No.
Jeannie Becker. See, it's weird because you watched all these people on TV as teenagers, and they seemed so old and sophisticated, but she was probably just in her mid-20s at the time when I was in my mid-teens. So I'm going to say she's 57.
Jeannie Becker is 63.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go. Do you want a bonus one or no?
I do want a bonus one, yeah.
Quebec chanteuse Celine Dion is how old?
Celine Dion is 47.
That's exactly correct.
Come on.
Yeah. That's exactly right. What made you think that?
I was just going back, and I remember that she started out, and she was, even though it was a long time ago, she was really young. So
Like
I just
14 or something, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, I think 12 even. Like, she was singing, and everyone knew who she was locally. But yeah.
You know, it's quite something that her love story with Renee. It was obviously the real thing, even though people judged it. Just goes to show, man, it only has to work for the two people in it, right?
That's correct.
Like, I'm sure people look at us and think, what is she doing with him?
Yeah.
And all I can say is, it works for us, bud.
That's right. Exactly. And I'm sure I hear it on the street every day.
Whispers behind.
Oh, for sure.
You guys are walking down the street, people are like, dude.
What's with this idiot? With
Dude.
her? Who's this guy?
Have you happened to see Full Frontal with Samantha Bee yet?
No, I haven't. How is it?
It's
You're a co-host from the game show.
Yeah, we did that show together for YTV. She wasn't even part of the conversation to replace Jon Stewart, which I can't fathom. But the first thing they did on Full Frontal that I really dug was their writing submissions were blind. So submit your sketches, like we'll take the name off it and let the writers read them, or whoever, the producers read them, and they picked writers based on who had the best submissions. The reason this is really cool is because, as you can imagine, it's the old catch-22 of wanting to get experience, but you can't get a gig without experience. And so I read that one of the writers on the show had worked on Conan, and another writer on the show had worked at the DMV in Baltimore, because they just hired the best writers. And she obviously has a lot of experience being on The Daily Show with that type of tone. But again, it's like Letterkenny. Seeing her in 2 and 3 minute increments is really funny. But can she ever sustain an entire show by herself? She's a force of nature.
That's awesome.
So if you haven't seen it, watch the Letterkenny and watch Samantha Bee Full Frontal.
I almost found myself some classic Pierre Trudeau, Martin Short, but then I haven't yet.
Was that on SCTV?
It was, but I can't find the clip online. But it was. He did a special called the Martin Short Show.
Yeah. Do you mean like on CBC a couple of years ago?
No, year 85, way back.
And it was on CBC?
I don't know if it was or not. It was just like a Martin Short TV special. Anyway, it's not worth it. I cannot find it.
I would watch that, bot.
I know, it's probably great. Even that Jiminy Glick show was pretty funny.
I mean, Martin Short is the
them.
guy that Tom Hanks and everybody would say is the funniest guy in Hollywood, right? He's A-list party guest, like a big coup to get him to show up. He holds court and plays the piano and does show tunes. And, I mean, he has earned the respect of all of those guys as being the funniest guy in town. That's saying something.
Yeah, he can fill it up too. People everywhere. Like there's a character, like whether it be Ed Grimley or, I mean, the when he did all those characters, they were always spot on. I even saw him do Robin Williams once, and it was hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
An impression of Robin Williams is a funny idea.
Yeah, and he just crushed it. He had the suspenders, the Mork suspenders going. Fantastic.
He's a funny, funny dude.
Let's take a little break there, JT.
Well, Bud, I think we're pretty much at the end of our week.
Oh, really? Okay. I was going to try and find this clip.
Okay, well, let's take a break while you find the clip, and then we'll be back to say bye to the people.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't go away, okay?
Okay.
Where's my beer chair?
You know what, Jonathan? I can't find this clip of Martin Short doing Pierre Trudeau. It's out
Son
there.
of a gun.
On SCTV. It is classic. If you do
Fuddle-doddle.
get a chance, you'll laugh. But you have to guess who this is. This is another little last-minute game just to bring us into the final stretch of this episode 62. You ready?
Yes.
Waves and democracy and blah, blah, blah. I
Lightfoot.
must retract that in part because I think the end has justified the means. I really do. And I don't know if the means was correct, but certainly now I hear better Canadian records, more of them, much more international credibility from Canadian artists. Gino Vanelli and Murray, they've had smash records this year. I hear a lot more Canadian things on the air when I'm in Los Angeles, when I'm in Chicago, New York, Miami. It really has come an awfully long way in 2 or 3 years. And as far as my own success, I'm just proud and happy and feel very lucky to have been a part of that.
Classic.
Gord.
No, it's Burton Cummings.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
You just had a mental picture of seeing Gord saying all that. That's classic.
What was the way
stuff.
he said smash? It was like a long A on smash.
It's Burton, and he's all relaxed in a blazer in 1980. I thought for a second he was going to say, well, Burton like in the third person for a second.
Aw, did he go through a phase where he did that?
No, but I just thought he was about to because he was really high on himself, Chatters.
He was also possibly really high.
Maybe.
Was that Burton's way?
I don't know. I thought he just likes to go down and play the video game lottery.
Aw.
And have a couple pints.
I found this interview that I'm just waiting for it to load. And you tell me...
One.
What?
Yeah, let's do this.
I'm just going past the intro so you can just hear the person's voice.
Perfect.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Stand by. I hope it's working.
You're back on the road now, touring with this new album. How is that different today than it was when? Because you haven't, if I understand correctly, you haven't toured with a record tour for 15 years. Is that right?
Something like that, yes. There comes a certain point when it seems the necessary thing to do, and I thought that it would be appropriate to do it at this time.
Why?
Who's that?
Is that Gord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear how he comes aboard the word time. At this time. Here it comes again, the word time. Listen to it.
There comes a certain point when it seems the necessary thing to do, and I thought that it would be appropriate to do it at this time.
Why?
Because we all...
He does sound like Burton, though.
Yeah, no, it's got that Canadian twang.
You notice how you never see them in the same place? What the...
That's what my dad used to say.
They're the same guy?
You ever see, not those two, but like, you ever seen them in a room together if somebody looks too much like someone else?
Hey, Jeremy?
Yeah.
I think we can make it here.
I think we can make it here too, Jonathan.
Thanks for listening, bots.
Thanks for being here.
That's 62 in the books.
All right. Talk to you next week,
little bot. Okay, bot. Go on, Curtis. Go ahead, get down. Boom gang gang go ding gang, ju boom bounce, do that boom bam bam, tika doom down.